Sniff, sniff. Hello, viewers. This is Paws Plays Season 2. We're doing an improvisation episode where you're going to meet 3 characters that are extras in movies.
Yeah, so what is an extra? Well, an extra is anyone that can be in the background of any kind of scene while the main actors are talking. It could be someone just in a coffee shop or someone being squished by a big monster.
So grab your movie tickets, buy a bucket of popcorn, don't forget all of your carbonated bubbles, and let's hear from these extras in famous movies. Well, hi everybody. How's it going today?
Well, it's really great to see you today.
It's good to see you too.
I just didn't think we'd have a chance to have time to do some coffee and talking.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here with you two, honestly.
The great news is I haven't been working much lately, so this is nice to have a chance to get here and see you guys.
Yes, business has been quite dry.
You know, ever since my last role, I really haven't had any other opportunities besides that, of course.
I take it the strike didn't really affect you guys then?
Well, it was really tough, you know. Everybody was out on the streets competing for the same 3 roles, it felt like.
That's great.
Gosh. Well, should we go around and introduce ourselves?
Sounds good to me.
Why don't you start, good sir?
Oh, sure. We're going to roll back to 1999. My first role, I was Jar Jar Binks. And I had a chance to work with Ian McGregor and Liam Neeson and even the kid that played Anakin. Unfortunately, the show didn't do very well for me. Everybody hated my character.
I was going to say, IMDb was kind of ruthless.
Oh, they sure were. It was awful. Hell, you know, there was a time where people threw Rotten Tomatoes at my doorstep.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
kind of a thing.
Were they hoping for a sponsorship?
I think they were waiting to see my face, but they didn't know what I looked like out of costume.
You were famously off of social media for 3 years after that movie came out.
That's right. That's when I got into another role, but let's go with our introductions with the rest of you guys.
Yes, of course.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh, yes. Hi, my name is David Booberson. Originally, my first role ever, and my only role really, I was a ghost on the Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters movie. But unfortunately, with that movie, they made you sign a little signature, a little contract saying that you actually had to be dead to be a ghost.
Oh my gosh.
So, as soon as I signed that little dotted line, I was dropped down a trap door, and I've been a ghost ever since.
Wow. It famously started the ghastly Dave discrimination case.
Dave discrimination case? That's crazy. What was it about?
The Supreme Court got involved. It was huge.
Yeah, I did testify in front of the Supreme Court. Originally, Warner Bros. was saying that since I was already dead, they didn't have to pay me. So, I did get my money at the end.
For a dead guy, you're really tangible. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Who are you?
Well, hi there, everybody. My name is Cooper John. I played Incognito Mode. I was Edna Mode's cousin from The Incredibles.
Oh, wow.
Of course.
You're...
Oh, really? Incognito mode.
Of course, I also had a side gig with Google Chrome. It's been quite prolific.
The username and likeness deal. Oh, man.
Yes, they used my likeness, in fact. We had to negotiate a huge contract.
So, yeah, you don't even have to act anymore if you have that Google money.
Well, you see, it's been quite dry. Nobody really uses Incognito. Or I guess we can't tell if they do.
Jeez. Well,
that's an industry joke.
I guess so. I'm not familiar with Incognito.
Well, it's the thing where you log into Google and nobody knows what you're really doing online for a while.
That's a lie. Everybody knows what you're doing.
Well,
especially the government.
The thing that I tell everybody about the Incredibles set was that Edna and I had different senses of fashion. She had actual fashion, and I had the one you couldn't see.
Oh. Did Edna actually give you access to her, inner sanctum?
Well, she did, but it was really tough because her sanctum had no cookies.
No cookies.
Yeah, so we couldn't really eat them.
Yeah, somebody must have ate them because they weren't there.
Well, if they weren't there, how do you know they were eaten?
Very incognito.
That's what gets really tough.
Very incognito, yes.
Yes, that's what they say. Classic incognito.
You get what you want and nobody knows about it.
That's right.
Yeah, lately, since I haven't been really working too often, I've just been kind of just haunting kids' rooms at night. You know, I just like move their dresser a little bit to the left, or I go oogly boogly boo, and then that's it.
Are you the one that makes people's left socks disappear?
I actually go for the right socks, but yes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's my cousin. He also was an extra for Ghostbusters. It was a kind of a family ordeal.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to have no next of kin.
Do they have to kill your cousin too, then?
I was
Oh
just
yes, all
wondering
of them.
about that.
Or my entire family.
Oh
my god.
Somebody got a major life insurance payout.
Wasn't
There
your
was
family?
nobody left for my family. It was Warner Brothers.
Aha! They took
Oh.
out the policy, made you sign the contract, and then extra off, but you still got to be in the show.
Exactly.
They didn't have to pay you.
I'm sorry.
That's genius.
Just for clarification, are you related to the Warner Brothers?
It was back in the 1800s, you know, before the Warner Brothers studio came up.
Oh,
my
right.
great grandmother was a Warner.
You forgot an extra great.
Oh yeah, great.
Have you been reading his family tree?
No, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's okay.
That's another problem I had on show. I never remembered my script, so I just kind of fudged everything.
Oh,
That's
wow.
why I ended up getting on Aqua Teen Hunger Force's Meatwad. That's another show I got to do some voice acting
Oh,
for.
wow.
Yeah.
That's 2 difficult characters on your resume.
Yeah. It was rough. I was just a pile of rolling meat.
And then you were like a fish with huge ears beforehand.
Yeah. They had a problem too with that because my tongue wasn't long enough.
Yes, Incognito?
Sorry, Doc. Your tongue is famously huge in that movie.
It sure is.
They said it wasn't long enough.
No, it wasn't long enough. I had to be able to snatch an apple out of Qui-Gon's hand across the table, and then he catches my tongue in one of the scenes. One of the times he actually caught it so fast, and I tried to retract it, ripped my tongue in half. A lot of surgery and restorative processes kind of helped, but my tongue is no longer long enough.
You know, it was actually interesting. They mentioned in an article from Detroit Weekly that Liam Neeson referenced that scene when he was auditioning for Taken.
That's right, he did. And it kind of helped me get back into the biz a little bit because we talked about what we did on the show.
Right, right.
So,
That's a hell of a reference.
yeah, Liam Neeson's quite the badass.
Yeah, I wish having to be able to like feel my tongue. I don't really feel anything anymore.
What happened to your why are you licking?
I didn't taste anything. There's nothing there.
I'm a ghost.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oogly boogly boo.
Oh, that's right. 0 calories. It's the new fad diet.
Yeah, you know, I never have to worry about my figure anymore.
You should patent and sell that.
Yes, I should. I really should, honestly.
Right.
Ghastly Dave's ghastly diet.
Yes, that's it. We've got a market here.
I sent a business opportunity. We should talk about this after the show.
Oh, yeah. All you need is a trap door and some spikes at the bottom of it.
Indeed.
Oh, they did spikes?
Yeah, they did spikes.
Oh my goodness.
They really broke the fall.
What was the hardest part of working in your movies, your famous movies that you're known for?
Oh, for me? Well, it was really just the Ghostbusters. So I would just come through a wall, go oogly boogly boo, and then be put into a little bit of a box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that, you know, it was, honestly, being inside the box was a little bit of an experience. Just, you're kind of like cramped in, and you're like, oh, when am I going to get let out? Ha, it's almost time for lunch. And then they don't let you out for the entire rest of the shoot.
Oh, my God.
So I really was only part of production for like one scene, and they didn't like, that's all I had.
Well, you were always in the background on the shelf.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
they probably used the prop on the shelf. They're probably just like being like, oh yeah, so you were too much in the movie, so we didn't have to pay you that much.
Jeez. Was that like being like a genie in a bottle? Or was it pretty spacious in there?
Oh, I mean, it was very cramped. Imagine me, my size, being in a small square.
Horrifying.
Square.
Small square.
We're doing shapes now.
Yeah, we are.
So in Incognito Mode, I've heard that you have a new fashion line coming out. And there's some royalty looking into it, right?
That's right, yes. Queen Elizabeth, who you probably know pretty well now, being
Oh
dead
my
and all.
gosh.
Yeah, she was quite interested in our fashion line. Now, you'll remember, of course, famously in The Incredibles, my cousin Edna made a suit for Violet that disappeared. Well, of course, I had to have that, darling. So I started a line, and it fits everybody now.
Ah. You sold it to royalty. That was
Yes.
like the king's birthday
That's
suit,
right.
wasn't it?
Dead Queen Elizabeth bought my invisible clothing.
Oh man, the paparazzi must have loved it.
Well,
Yes.
that was-
Well, frankly, they were quite frustrated. They couldn't get any pictures. But it did make the news, so they got their paycheck anyway.
Yeah. They buried her in it.
Now, the only thing I will say is we couldn't work out all of the kinks with our fashion line. If you ever encounter a firewall, they might burn up.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
It was hard to sell to British royalty, you know.
Didn't you try to do get your fashion line to take off by going on Shark Tank?
Yes, we did go to Shark Tank first, and it was ruthless, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh. So, well, we tried going for the dragons first. They're the British ones, you know.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we could pay you £300. And I said, whatever do you mean? I'm 160, even soaking wet. So I gave up on that, and then we came back to the Americas. And of course, then we talked to Shark Tank.
Uh-huh.
Now, they were quite interested, because imagine selling an invisible product for actual real American dollar money. And so they were very interested. They didn't take the deal anyway.
Oh, that sounds
Why
like
not?
something that would be right up Mr. Wonderful's alley.
Yes, I completely agree. They basically concluded that they would rather be seen, darling, of all things. They want fashion you can look at. They said my concept was quite inarticulated.
They're not visionaries.
They're not visionaries.
No, not at all.
They couldn't even see what I was going for.
Incognito, this
So-
clothing line sounds like it would be really great for ghostly operations.
So, of course, then, once I realized that, I had to talk to Queen Elizabeth.
Royalty.
It worked out
It
perfectly.
worked out really great. The only unfortunate part was there was an error in my bank account. When you're like me and you're classic incognito, it's hard to make any cash, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Hold your
Pardon
nose
me.
and sniff.
I have a little bit of bronchitis today.
Bronchitis.
Pardon me.
I know where you probably got it from that dog yesterday.
Yeah, we had him try on the invisible clothes, and it just, for some reason, it made a bunch of asbestos in his fur.
Huh.
Duh.
Yeah, I'd be worried about catching bronchitis, but I'm already good. at this
Yeah,
point.
bronchitis just passes right through you.
Yeah.
Nobody's got time for that.
So I want to ask. So how was your love life affected after your movies when they came out?
Oh, yes, that was quite tough, you know. So, of course, I was just completely involved in my business. I was selling invisible clothing, and I was somebody else's cousin in a movie. Edmund was fabulous to work with. But, you see, in reality, I was dating Elastigirl. See, she wasn't really with Mr. Incredible in the movies. I was dating the actress. She was quite fabulous to work with, but she just didn't see my vision, really. So we had to split eventually.
Oh my god.
It was quite tough.
That's a
shame.
bombshell.
It happened in the middle of a Starbucks. She tried to spill my glass from 3 feet away and couldn't reach, and was confused about why she couldn't.
That's a shame. It sounded like she had reach and only you had flexibility.
It was something like that, yes. But it's hard to really say when you're always wearing invisible clothes.
Were you just a head and hands when you wore your clothes?
Yeah,
Or did-
the barista almost refused my drink because she couldn't understand where it would go when I drank it.
Oh man, that's
You would
so
be surprised how
bad.
many people are confused by my fashion life.
I'm already confused already.
Just a head and floating hands. I don't know what's scarier, just a ghost that's kind of semi-visible, or just a head and hands floating around.
So did you design the disappearing quilt for Harry Potter then?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God! I didn't know that was you.
I'm glad you caught that, yes.
That was a good catch.
That was quite fun to work on. See, we tried to invent a weighted blanket that also made it so robbers couldn't see you at night. Well, then it ended up being the perfect prop for Harry Patois.
Can you say that
That's
one more
real.
time?
I'm really happy to
Harry
hear that.
Patois.
Wait, what?
That's how we say it in the biz.
In the biz that we're all in, we all say Harry Patois.
Yes. We go with Harry
How foolish of me to not know that.
I'm so sorry to educate you now on this podcast.
Harry Patois.
It almost sounds like pate, but that's, foul.
You don't like pate?
I'm not a fan of liver. I'm a fan of things I can't see.
Listen, I wish when I had my liver. Oh man! So now if I eat liver, I feel like I have it again.
More like a
Yes.
liver and onions kind
Have
of.
you tried regrowing your liver this way?
Oh, it just passes right through me.
Yeah.
Right.
Quite familiar.
Yeah. It kind of just floats there for a while and then it just drops through.
Oh, actually, I forgot to tell you. So I was on the original Ghostbusters, but then I got another. I was one of the uncles in the Casper movie for a little bit.
Oh, Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Did you meet Hilary Duff by chance?
Oh yes. Hilary Duff was in that movie. Yes. Yes. Hilary Duff was in that movie.
Great. Wait, she wasn't, was she?
Well, she was in the second one, to be exact.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's a second one. Yes.
Of course.
I was also in the second one. Definitely. Yes.
Of course you were. Famously, you were in the second one, and that's where you met Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff was in the second movie of Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Right. Yeah, Casper the Friendly Ghost. You were Casper?
No. I was one of the uncles. The one that
The
was
uncle,
just
that's
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
And
You were
Hillary,
the short uncle that laughed a lot.
Hillary
yes,
Duff.
that, I was like,
Hillary Duff. Okay.
Hilary Duff was in Casper.
Yeah, she was. She also related to Duffman on The Simpsons.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, the Duff family is quite prolific in this industry.
I also got to do some voice work on The Simpsons. The character was Larry, the low-life loser. He always hung out outside of Apu's shop and just trying to pick through the garbage from time to time. You know, that kind of sounds kind of crazy. Just
Oh
do
my
the thing
God.
there.
Oh my.
What a
oh
good
my.
character that was for me.
Was that said very hygienic?
No, not at all. I had to really clean myself. It took 3 weeks, tomato baths and whatnot. It's almost like I got sprayed by a skunk. And there was one that was in the bottom of one of the trash cans I was checking out. It sprayed me right in the face.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
wanted to work with me for a while. They said, get your shit cleaned up. Pardon my
horrible.
language.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Speaking of voice work, I also was able to do a little bit of it later in my career. I was able to be the voice of Ghost Mufasa in The Lion King.
Oh
No
my
kidding.
gosh. Now that's quite the role.
Yeah, I know. They toned it down a little bit so they can match, the actual Mufasa. But yeah, I was the one who did. I did it more like, remember who you are.
James Earl Jones must have been really impressed.
Yes,
Can you
James
give-
Earl Jones was quite...
Jones is what I meant to say. Can you give us your impression? Do the line for us.
Oh,
Yeah, let's hear the
it's been-
line.
It's been so long. I wish I had vocal cords so I could actually go lower. It was. Remember who you are, Simba.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is spot on. Well done.
I'm in the Serengeti. My god.
Voice work did pay the bills that I didn't actually have because I don't have a home either.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If
I mean, your
Rafiki,
bills are quite cheap.
if Rafiki could hit you with a stick, he would.
Actually, so how do you go through casting, or how did you go through casting when you were active in the business?
Me?
Either of you.
Oh, I had a. There was a casting call, and my manager happened to call me up, said we had a voice acting situation come up for The Simpsons. I was like, oh my God, The Simpsons, they've been running forever. And I said, sure, try to get me in for a bit. And I was a line of other people trying to get in for the casting call. And it's hard to go from being a live person to an animated. So there's this whole machine that they have set up, and you have to walk through it, and it turns you into an animated drawing.
Oh
And
my.
the process is even more difficult to reverse. So once I was on the show as Larry the Low-Life Loser, it actually cost me all my earnings to turn back into who I am now. So
Oh, I know,
You know-
changing from someone, just a normal living person, to something else. Oh, for sure.
You know, that sounds like quite the scam. If it took all your earnings to actually get back to being a human.
right.
Show business,
I
baby.
didn't want to
that's
be
how it
on the
works.
show all
Yeah.
the time. I mean, it's run for what, 30 years?
I think so.
3
decades, in fact.
So
Right.
for me, whenever they need, me to be a part of the cast, they actually just have a summoning circle, and they just they have to have the cultists come in with like the dark rose, and
Oh,
they just
yes.
they talk. They actually say the Ghostbusters theme song backwards to summon me,
Oh wow.
and then they're like, "Oh, here's the new script. Here's where you're sitting for the rest of the movie."
I even had a chance to be on a show. Gosh, who was that I got to act with? It was Ray Park that got me into stunt work because he was the Phantom Menace.
Oh yes, yes.
Jar Jar, it's nothing in. we had to make sure that I was also part of the Sith, because that was kind of a thing. All of the accidents I got into really made people wonder if I was really a good guy in the show.
Yeah. You were quite successful at being klutzy and evil.
Ray Park got me into stunt work, and that got me introduced to Jackie Chan.
Oh my. Miss Jackie Chan.
Yeah, it was really neat meeting Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I think you're kind of slipping back into your character too here.
But it's different voices that I used for the characters that I've been.
Is that a medical condition where you just like slip back into that reality?
I have throat cancer. Really bad. So it just gets worse, and then sometimes it's better, and then it gets worse again.
You know, it's really weird that 2 out of the 3 of us have interesting throat conditions today. My bronchitis is really bad.
I don't have a throat. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. I have another appointment. I think I need to. I'm going to disappear and reappear for a little bit. It'll only take 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Great.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. Well, incognito.
What's up?
I think I've hit the bottom of the coffee that I never got.
Oh my.
We should complain to the staff, but I don't have time for that either.
He's quite caffeinated now. It's really tough. Well, I guess I better get out of here.
Yep, that's a good time for me to go too.
Alright, we'll see you later.
Cheers to you, mate.
This has been Paws Play Season 2, trying out a brand new improv podcast format. We'll see you in the next episode.
In the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, I'm back. I just got off the phone with my agent. I'm gonna be in the next Shrek movie. Guys? Guys?